Here with Mississippi State defense coordinator Chris Wilson. Coach Wilson, what did you see last week from your defense, good and bad?
Well, the positive I saw were a team that competed for 4+ quarters. You know, they were out there, and I saw guys making plays instead of not giving up big plays. They made a lot of plays throughout the football game. The things that I believe we can always do better is our improvement as the game goes of adjustments. You know, being able to see what they're giving us and adjusting a lot quicker, and that's both coaching as well as players, seeing what you're getting early. Because La Tech gave us some things that they hadn't shown the first 3 weeks, and I thought our kids by halftime adjusted to them pretty well.
You guys had 4 sacks, 2 came from the secondary guys. You guys what ways can you put more pressure on the quarterback, and is that a sign of things you can do?
Well, I believe it is. You know, just being multiple. Our kids play faster and have a lot more energy when they're moving and when they're going. So that's kind of who we are, and that's who we've been. So, you know, obviously every team dictates different. You know, if you're playing against a spread team, obviously there's some things that you do different when you go to a 2-back team like we faced in LSU and like we'll face this week in Georgia.
Your thoughts of the defensive line so far? I know a lot of people expect more pressure from them and getting back in the backfield, probably no more than you do. You probably expect more than fans do, but Correct. Your thoughts of them so far?
Well, you know, I think they've been good. We haven't been great yet. You know, I believe there's another level for us to get to across the board. And again, a lot of that is complemented by what you do in the back end as well. And so, you know, as you know, we've got a really talented back end, and we just want to get people on the ground. So it doesn't matter if our D linemen are getting sacks or if our punters are getting sacks. We just want guys touching the quarterback, getting them on the ground. And with a lot of these new spread offenses, the ball's getting out on time, and they're not letting you get there. So, you know, we're always trying to find different ways to get pressure or just to speed up timing. You know, a pressure doesn't always mean you're going to get a sack, but it definitely speeds up the quarterback.
You mentioned this day and age of spread offenses. I guess you guys get a so-called old school offense this week with the I formation with Georgia. Yes. Talk about their offense.
Well, you know, the first thing you notice about their offense, they're very talented. You're going to see Aaron Murray, who's a quarterback who's very talented, who can work well in the center, also makes plays with his feet. They've got dynamic tight ends, and they've got a really good run game. They've got guys who can stretch the field with you and bounce the ball out, and then they've got guys who can hammer you with the power. So we'll face probably as good, if not the best offense that we've faced since LSU.
People talk a lot about your corners playing off the ball some, and sometimes they play up tight, but your thoughts on how do you gauge that going into a game where you want your corners playing?
Well, every week's different because every team you see offensively is going to be different. There are certain teams who are going to allow you to play close and play man concepts based on the route structure that you're going to get. And then there's certain teams that don't allow you to do that by the routes that they run week in and week out. So what you're doing every week is finding the best way to put your players in position to make plays. Not so much scheme, but players first. So that's the thing we look at every week is, hey, what are we going to see schematically, and how do we put our players in the best position to, you know, to be successful?
And lastly, Coach, your thought of the progression of the linebackers or regression? How have they done in your mind?
I think they've improved every week. You know, I know right now 2 of the top 3 tacklers in the SEC are 2 of our linebackers. And so that bodes well. You know, if we were saying it was our safeties, I'd be a little concerned. But 2 of the top linebackers right now in tackles are our guys. And so, you know, as they progress, as they start getting in a rhythm, and again, the way they prepare, it allows them to make a lot of plays. So I feel really good about where they're at right now.